Hello, everybody, all three of you. Appreciate you being on time. That's awfully kind of you.
That's right. They're here.
How you doing, Lily?
John? I'm good. How are you?
Well, a little disappointed. The day didn't go exactly the way I was hoping for. It was a rough day on most of the market. I guess all about those tax rate hikes yesterday, huh?
Yeah, that and they're moving everything up 0.75 instead of zero point 0.5, which we kind of anticipated that.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? I mean, it really was no
We've been
surprise.
calling that since last week. We've been seeing that, and really it's not a bad thing. It's not a terrible thing that's happening. To me, it's not as aggressive enough to control inflation. So that's the hope that all these hikes are going to help control inflation. And then,
I was just surprised because
it's going to be a minute, you guys.
The last time they had Fed talks, the last two times, right after the Fed talks, the market just surged. I mean, really took off hard. And basically, I looked at it and it was like, well, they confirmed everything we were expecting. So we felt good that there was no surprises. I kind of felt that was yesterday, too. We all really expected the 7.5, even though they said 50, last month. We expected 7.5. So I expected the market to do well. Not like it did. It fell.
It fell, and we made some newer lows, and I call it a nothing sandwich, and that's kind of what we've had. Doesn't mean you couldn't trade it. I absolutely did.
Right, absolutely. Why not?
So our SPY fell down for a low today, and I know this is OTC, but I just have to talk about it. The SPY hit a low of 364.08 today.
Yeah, and Apple hit she's about 70 cents away from a 52-week low. Now, I know those aren't penny stocks by any means, but let's get Bird out of there. But they are sentiment readers. These are like the most popular stocks. And let's face it, Apple was part of the FANG, and I think they've just pulled the teeth on what used to be the FANG. I don't think FANG really exists anymore, in my opinion. It just isn't there. Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google, right?
Google.
And all of those companies
have Mang, because Facebook changed the Meta.
Yeah, Mang. That just don't have the same ring, does it?
But there is opportunity for good companies like that. I mean, like I've always told them, I tell them on Twitter Spaces, we talk about this all the time. I'd rather buy in a bearish sentiment market and kind of be impatient and waiting for those good buys into great companies that are cash heavy, that have futuristic outlooks. I mean, they're big companies, conglomerates in the sectors. I'd rather do that in a bearish market than do it buying at the top in a bull market.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah, you want the best price you're going to get, and you're going to get it in a bear market, obviously.
You can also get more shares. So
but I guess the bottom line is it really comes down to character, but opportunity too, because timing needs to be right. Can you spare the money out there that long? Have you got the patience to wait? So there are other factors that come into it, but I agree with you. A bear market, like looking at the OTC, it's a buyer's market everywhere. I mean, it's just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But most of us have lost a lot of money in the last year, and it's just kind of taking the air out of the balloon. It just, it's tough right now. But I've got to say, I feel glad to see, in case you haven't noticed, the last couple of days, the OTC market has really jumped in volume, jumped up.
Yeah,
we went from,
better.
I think we were at under 5 billion, 4.7 billion shares last week. And Monday, we were at 8.8 billion. Now, That's a huge jump. We haven't had a jump up like that in I've lost track. I really have.
It's been a while. It's been about 4 to 6 months, probably.
It may have been a year.
Going down. But
it's been falling since our last check from Uncle Sam, the stimulus month of February, when everything went nuts.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, I've got news that's been going by on the side there. This has come from the last couple of days. Just some headlines while we were BSing, waiting for people to come in, but something that you could make use of by all means. So what do we got here? 2 people. Well, you're still important to me. Too important. So let us continue on. Have you heard, Lily, about TXTM this week?
Yes, I have picked up some chatter on TXTM. That's actually the next one I was going to look into, but I didn't have a chance to. So I'm glad you're following it.
Yeah, this was one I talked about a few days ago, and it hasn't stopped. It just hasn't quit. TXTM has been running for 3 days. Or is this the 4th day? I think it's the 4th day. Now, she's had some ups and downs, but she is showing an uptrend. What happened here? Let me see if I have that available. No, I can get it on the news, though. This company right here, Protex Mobility, they got acquired, but they're not gone. It's kind of a joint venture now. It's one big company. They got acquired by the Republic of South Africa Medical Marijuana Dispensary. Now, this is a company that has been putting themselves together for years, and Protex has been working with them for years. They've been working on a new extraction, and this is exciting. Lots of people are extracting CBDs and cannabinoids out there. It's a big thing, but they're doing it off of green plants, not the dead plant, not after you dry it out like everybody else is doing. They're taking live plants, and they found a way to get healthy cannabinoids out of it. They've got over 5,000 hectares down in South Africa. They got licenses from the government. They have permits to do research. They've already done a grow. It really looks exciting. The only thing lacking are the numbers. They're a private company, so we don't know anything about them. But that mystery in itself has kept this stock running. So these two are now one company. And then another company behind this one, PLPL, Plandai Biotechnologies. They started running on sympathy of TXTM because this company back in 2016 did a deal with Protex, was it? No, South Africa Medical. And they bought Cannabis Bioscience from them. And they got 10 million shares. So, no, it is Protex. That's right, Protex. So this company owns 10 million shares of Protex, which is now that South African medicinal marijuana company. So it started running the last 2 days. Now, I think it dipped today. But
definitely have some sympathy because of that, though. If they're invested, that makes sense. That means you have traders out there that's doing their research, and they're following it, and they're playing the sympathy.
Right. Now, of course, it can only go so high because PLPL is a shell company. They've got nothing else going on, no money. All they've got, as far as I know, is this investment. They may have other investments I'm not aware of. But think about it. It's 10 million shares. And if I remember correctly, TXTM is just over a penny. Yeah, about a penny and a half there. So, you know, you're looking at $150,000. That's about all 10 million shares is worth. That's nothing to get too excited about. Now, of course, back when they got them in 2016, they were a lot cheaper than that. So they've made good profit.
I would be excited if it was me.
Right. But if you start investing in the company based on that, well, they're only worth $100,000 right now. So let's not get too crazy.
And you're right. You're right. Mentioning that it's a shell is very important because it only has so much room. It has nothing else to give. So it's only sympathy. Be careful.
Now, a company that was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers and followers, I really get a lot of information and feedback from them. Thank you, the best one. They're always out there for me. I love their support. They brought Joby to my attention. Now, if you're from the UK, no, we're not talking about a doo-doo. We're not talking about a Joby. We're talking about ticker, Joby. They got some news out the other day. This is their air taxi. They got a nod from the FAA that, yeah, we think we're going to let you do this.
Look at that thing. Oh,
yeah. My gosh. This is sitting out in front of the New York Stock Exchange. So they really wanted to show it off. Well, it looks like this could be the next evolution in taxi services, folks. So this company had that piece of news come out. So I went over here and started looking around at their information. I'll tell you what really jumped out at me. We're looking at the SEC filings. Now, this is the date these filings came out. Look at all these fours. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. A 4 is a Form 4 for the insiders when they either sell or buy their own shares of stock off of the common market. These are all buy, folks. All of those are inside buys. And just so you can see, I've opened a few of them up.
All
you got
of them around June the 10th, too.
Joe Ben, Director, Officer, CEO. He's got 97,000. Then you've got Kaufner James, who's a director. He bought 27,000. Dioff Kate, an officer. They bought 16,000. And the last one I'll show you is Simi Bani, another officer. She bought 16,000. So there's a lot of inside buying, which tells you they all know something's about to happen probably soon, or they wouldn't have all bought at the same time. Not at the same time. So I would keep my eye on this, because with a nod from the FAA and that new fancy pretty technology, come on, don't that look sweet? Wow. So this is a company that could do something. Let's go take a look.
John, it also has a warrant. Did you see that?
I haven't looked at the warrant. I just got a chance to look at this afternoon and haven't had any time to jump into it. Let's see here. We'll go take a look at the chart then.
Sure.
Share that bad boy. Okay. So what are we looking at? We are looking at, and while I'm here, this ticker right there, ELMS, ELMS, had a great day. 100% gains, 163 million shares. There's their warrant. Right above it, did even better, 172% today. And the company just announced they're going bankrupt.
What?
Yes.
Like that off bankruptcy news, just like Revlon did. And
yes,
I mean, it blows my mind. I guess news is better than nothing. I don't know, but and they may restructure. I mean, this is OTC. Revlon would probably be okay, but y'all be careful playing these.
And there's another company out there too, IOGPC. IOGPC. Yeah, well, it's probably already out of there. This one just announced that they're going bankrupt too. All right. We were over here to take a look at
Joby.
Who?
Joby.
Joby, not TXTM. All right. So it's been falling. Definitely been falling. That is a 30-minute chart. Let's look at the 1 hour just so we get a feel here. Actually, let's take a look at a year. There you go. So she had a high a year ago of $14, a low a few months ago of $3. Right now we're at about $4.50. And she has pretty much just started going sideways the hard way here the last couple of months.
The recent movement looks good. So those buys were done on June the 10th. And if we pull up the 5-day, 5-minute, you'll see that it's, I'm sorry, maybe it was the 1 day. Okay, yep, it was today. It did come down a little bit, 4.6 for the low, but it seemed to have spiked right before we closed.
Yeah, this is looking like, is this a NASDAQ stock? It's New York Stock Exchange. It really does show the indicators of what the big markets were doing today. That's what they were doing. Almost all the stocks replicated themselves in chart fashion.
But, I mean, that is good news for them, though. And their warrant sitting right around $1 or so.
Yeah, so we saw their low there was what, $3.50? So they're at 4.5 right now. They've been at 14, and that was before they had this sort of stuff sitting on the table. I mean, this is pretty fancy dancy, and it would be first mover advantage. I mean, I remember Uber last year was talking about doing this. Where did they go? But it is going to be first mover advantage. Whoever can get flying taxis out there to first, you know, everybody's going to want to do it. It's just going to get popular because it's new.
I don't know about me. I think I'll stay on the ground.
Give me a hot air balloon taxi. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What else did I pull up? Do we have any questions over there yet?
We do. We have somebody that I'll put on the screen. The best said that GEGR is up for me.
Oh, you know, I almost pulled them up today. GEGR. Yeah, they have a high number of trades today. By the way, that TXTM that we started talking about, first day, she had 2,700 trades, which was dwarfing every other OTC stock. Nobody. Wow. Yesterday, she had 3,800 trades. Today, she has 4,900 trades. Trades, not shares. That is how many times people have traded this stock in one day. TXTM has got a lot of volume, not just in shares, but there is a crowd of people gathering around this company. So don't turn your back on it. I know it's been running for days, but when you have that many people, there's a lot of noise. You want to be where the noise is.
So it looks like the best is saying, maybe he's talking, I'm thinking he's talking about GEGR, saying they have a deal with Toyota. Is that right?
We'll check that out here in a second. I'm not aware of a deal with Toyota. I talked about Geiger a while ago, and I don't get back to these stocks as often as I should have, but boy, something's gone on here. Look at that activity. Now you can see the volume is pretty normally strong on here. We hit a low of just about 3.5 cents, and she's had a high of about 21 cents 6 months ago. And that's kicking. There is a wow.
I mean, that's a beautiful movement right there. I love that.
Yeah, she shot from the day before his close of just under 4 cents. She went to 10 cents. So you're talking 250% on that jump. Let's look at that closer. I like those sort of jumps. All right, so that's on the hourly chart. Yesterday, 2 days ago. So maybe the news came out 2 days ago and it's really had an impact yesterday. And today she's just pretty much going sideways. And if we look at the 5-minute chart, we might see that it's waiting for the technicals. So our 50 just came into play.
It's speculation, one or the other, but they are saying that there's a deal with Toyota or something that's going on. I'm not sure if it's approved yet or not.
All right, well, let's go take a look at it. I can jump into OTC market and see what they got about Geiger. Come here, Geiger. G-E-G-R. All right, news. Acquisition 30% biomass plant, flagship retail coffee, coffee shop. All right, hemp division, batteries. God, they're into everything. School responders. Oh, geez, is this that company? It is. Remember we talked about this company, the guy that buys 40% of everything, and they're all Italian companies about 30 years old?
Yep.
Well, that's Geiger. That's the guy who's making tons of money. Look at these financials. Well, quarterly, where did our financials go? Well, let me try disclosures. That didn't go right. Because I remember looking at these with us, all 7 of us. Let's see here. It seems to me he was doing quite strongly. If this is the company I recall it to be, we're just scrolling on down to the numbers. They hide them way down here. All right, assets, 23 million in assets. Total liabilities, 54 million. Well, that's the way it normally goes. Billable expenses. Where's your revenues? That just doesn't look right. 2.4 million, 3.4 cash at the end of the period, 10 million. All right. He says that there's a deal with Toyota.
That's what I'm seeing from their comments, but I haven't seen anything official. And I didn't see anything on the news you just pulled up.
That would be good news. I would post that news.
Oh, that would be awesome news, but could be speculation as well, which might be why we're seeing this strong move on the rumor. So let's see.
Now, it may not like the name. It may actually just use the name of the company instead of the ticker. So let me put in the right search term there and see if we can get out of here. All right. Yeah, I would like, and if you put in a capital A-N-D, it'll only show you stuff that has both in it, not one or the other. Agreement to purchase the majority control of Enjoy Street Moretz. That was June 22nd, a year ago. All right, let's get down.
Anything, you guys, you're going to start giving us some links where y'all seeing this.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, you guys.
Is it chatter? Is it rumor? What are you seeing?
Let's see here. I wonder if it's a division of. See, you know, there's nothing there. I've gone down to a year. Council. Genzel.
There
no,
we
I don't.
Go. Okay, I've got clarity. I'm so sorry. They're saying it's Joby that's working with Toyota. So it's not
Joby.
Joby. Yeah. I'm sorry. I must have got lost in the comments. My apologies.
Yeah, I can just hear them screaming. They were over there. No, no.
Yeah, they're probably shaking their computer. All you got to do is comment.
All right, well, let's find that news, because even that is a great catalyst for Joby. All right, backed by Toyota 7 days ago.
That's amazing.
There we go.
Now we're talking. That's real news.
Joby secretly, that's why we didn't know about it. Joby secretly bought a hydrogen electric aircraft developer. Hydrogen aircraft. You don't hear a lot of talk about that. We're still trying to get across the electric hurdle.
Well, isn't that a bonus when it comes to these gas prices?
Oh, man.
It sounds like somebody's outside of the box. I'm already liking it.
Joby Aviation, which is currently test flying a battery-powered electric vertical takeoff, that's probably the one we just saw, apparently has been actively exploring operating hydrogen electric aircraft as well. And honestly, I think that is where they need to really be pointing themselves, because ultimately, the electric companies, the nuclear centers, they're not going to be able to provide all the electricity for all the transportation and all of our houses and all of our gadgets. They're not going to be able to do it. We've got to find ways to make electricity outside of the mainstay. And hydrogen's free. It's accessible everywhere. We don't have to rape the planet. We'll never run out of it. And it makes electricity. So it's the best place to be looking. So I figure once we get past all this groundwork, hydrogen's going to end up being at the top of the pyramid. Boom, very top.
It should be, if that's the case, and it's easily done. I haven't done enough research to say, but if it's easy to do and it's doable in vehicles, aircrafts, whatever it may be, I absolutely believe it should go that way. But I'm sure they'll start charging us for it even more.
Yeah, that was the, I wanted to show that to you. I told you that Elm had done a bankruptcy. Their name is Electric Last Mile. They have just filed for cease of operations and commenced bankruptcy. So, and this is why I really like filings. They do not put a press release out on every piece of news, but they legally have to make a filing. They can't get around that. So I go through filings, 8Ks, I just read them. Most of them aren't that long, not really. And the most important stuff is up at the top. And if you have a clue what you're looking for, have a list of keywords: merger, consolidation, which means reverse split. And you just come in and put in your 5 keywords and see if that document covers any of the things you're looking for. Because some of them are real big and it's a lot of work. But you know what you're looking for and find it, it's like, whoo, I wonder if anybody else saw this. It's like finding crystals, digging in the dirt. There's a real joy to it. I don't know if you've ever done that, but there's a real joy being the first person to ever see that crystal. It feels good.
It's one of my favorite things to do, especially with the OTC or any stocks, really. You got to know what you're playing, and you can give yourself a leg up with everybody else or get in a position early when you know what's coming, because they'll tell you. They won't always advertise it, though. Tadia, I'm sorry, I probably messed up that name, but they are asking about shrimp, SHMP.
Yeah.
From the 6/15 deadline and the reverse splits.
Yeah, I was wondering about that myself, because I found the information about it being extended to June 15. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I did find it and I posted it and sent it around because it was an extension, and we expect the reverse split to occur at the time of the uplist. That's how they'll actually make it. They've got to take those shares away to kick the price up. And those people that bought the 100 shares, just 100, no more, no less, are going to be immune to the reverse split. So when everyone else loses 15 to 25 shares to everyone, that's what it's going to be, 15 to 25.
You know, I went back and revisited that, John, and I read it too, and I wasn't so sure what you were speculating with that. I think they just wrote it wrong. To be honest,
I read it real close, and I
think they wrote it wrong. You didn't read it wrong.
Well, we're going to find out.
I'm just putting it out there in case anybody is holding, thinking that that's the craziest thing. I just don't see it happening. So totally
I will tell you this much. Once I seen that paragraph in the filing, I did a search to see if anybody else was making that offer. Oh, if you only have 100 shares, you can keep your 100 shares and we'll just multiply the price times 25 when it's all done and said, and you'll be up. So your 25 bucks is worth 525 and you didn't have to do nothing for it. Well, it's not. This is the only filing ever in all the searches covering all the years. I've never found another one that said it. So you may be right. It could have been. But what were they saying?
They messed up with what they were saying. They were saying something about 100 shares. It was very confusing when I was reading it.
Sounds like they made it sound like if you have, well, it does say that if you have no less than 100 shares before the split, you will have no less than 100 shares after the split.
They said it, and I'm thinking that maybe they just forgot to add a 0 or take away a 0 or something like that. So I'm just urging caution if anybody's thinking, yay, that's going to be my payday. Just be careful there. I just think they got it wrong. And like John was just saying, I've never seen that anywhere either. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. So I don't look for that to happen. I don't see how they could have shares in a reverse split.
Cisco and Ebert here. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a big amount of money, and because it's maximum. It's 100 shares. So there's only so much you can invest. There's only so much you can make. So nobody's going to sue them if it doesn't turn out to be the case.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of money. So if you want to try it, but I just wanted to put that out there in case somebody was really just like, yay, and I can't wait. And I opened 25 accounts and I bought 25 shares of everything. I just don't want you to do that. Just in case. I do think the filing is wrong. Something's wrong there, but you didn't read it wrong, John. I'm not saying that, but something's not right.
Oh, that's okay. You know, I read a lot of things wrong. I go back and watch my videos, and it's like, no. So sometimes I got to pin a correction in there.
You didn't read it wrong, because even I was reading it, scratching my head, like, what? So it wasn't wrong, but I don't think it's quite.
So to answer the question, no, to die. I think that's right. No, I haven't heard a word. I have been waiting for it too. It snuck by. I was looking for it yesterday. I kept refreshing the page to see if it jumped, and that's what you'll see. Normally when this happens, it will be at 4 a.m. When it gets taken care of, when they actually do the stock change, you'll see it change at 4 a.m. Blink. And then when the bell goes off, the people who wake up and see their shares missing as if they weren't forewarned are going to sell probably out of anger, and the price is going to fall hard. That happens a lot. If it doesn't, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if it goes up after the split, at least initially. It may go up 2 weeks later like DATS did.
Yeah, I look for the pullback first. Also, the best brought up TMAP, TMAP. Joins Joby and SKT in partnership to bring air taxi service to South Korea. So more good news for Joby and some other tickers that he mentioned there. He or she, sorry.
That's some good due diligence there, the best one.
We like that.
Always bringing good information. Yeah, so, and this is what I say. When you see a company that has other companies, serious companies aligning with them, companies that have got business, that right there tells me this is a legitimate business I should be considering. Those companies have already taken the step to start working with them. Why should I not? So this company looks like it's got some good headway building up, and this locomotive is going to get running. I remember when Uber first started. This is kind of the way it looked. A lot of people were getting behind him. You've seen contracts coming in. Next thing you know, they're a bloody giant just that quick. Joby could surprise us. They got the right sort of ticker. That looks like it should be.
They've got the right type of innovation. I mean, shouldn't we already be here in a way? You know? So I wouldn't personally do it, but I can see people doing it. You know,
you don't like heights? Do you fly in airplanes?
Yeah, but I don't like it. I mean, it's because I have to, but I'm
trying to get the current market here. There we go. I want to go over here and take a look at our favorite page. I like to look at this page and see what stocks we're running with how many trades. You'll find stocks that are doing 570% gains with 2 trades. Well, great for them. That's not going to help me any, right? And you can see there weren't a lot of trades with the big gainers today. So looking at share volume doesn't tell you the whole picture. But when you come over here and see how many people are trading, how many shares are trading with that crowd, then you have an idea. Let's come on down there and I'll show you about
what I like looking at.
Look at that.
Ooh, ooh.
6,000. Now, how many people do you think it took to do 6,278 trades? I don't know, a couple thousand, or is it just a couple hundred? Are people playing
more
it
than
over
the other
over?
OTC stocks, and that's all I care about.
So you can see over 500 million shares. This is an outstanding number. I think the biggest I've ever seen was 8,000 or 8,000. And believe it or not, it was one of these up here, which was running forever. HMC, where is it? We just had it there. Oh, I forget.
Well,
but
John,
that's what I.
There, before you leave that screen, look at VGID for me. I want to see how many trades it had. I think they had a lot of volume today, but I want to see how many trades.
Well, let's see if it doesn't work that way, but let's see if I can actually find it. Just doing a search. VGID. There we go.
There she is.
562 trades, almost 500 million shares.
I'm not upset by that. Yeah, I knew we were like 400-something million on the volume, so that's a lot. There's a lot going on there, and it's I really don't know what's going on with this one, but I knew it was moving. I think it went from 0.0003 to 0.0008. So I don't know the news though, but I wanted to bring it up for everybody because this one's just getting started, it looks like.
Yeah, and 000 stocks, I want them over 7. I mean, that's when they've warmed up. The kernel's gotten a little soft. You know, it may pop soon. It's not rock hard. Anything under a 6, man, you could be there a year. I mean, you could. But when you start getting up here, they get real tempting because they're getting close to the 00s, and that 001 is a prime buy price. People love to buy on the 001 because you make gains super fast. Go from 1 to 2 on a 00, 100% in a very short amount of time. Go to 3, you've tripled your money. All right, I didn't see any news here, so I was trying to see if they had any disclosures given. No, God, they haven't had anything out in quite a while. They're just keeping up with their filings. V Group, you said you saw something on Twitter?
I did. Now this is all speculative stuff, and it was, you know, rumors and people sharing stuff, so it's a lot of chatter. But they were saying that next week they have some really big news. I don't know what that is, and it could be a nothing sandwich. But this is kind of what's gotten people excited. What's going on? What's going to happen? Let me go ahead and get in before it happens. And it could be nothing, you guys. I've seen them do that before. But it's interesting to see how much it's moving and how many trades are happening. So I would definitely keep an eye on this one, or look for a pullback and maybe just play the volatility. Take your profits. If you know, we pop off before the news next week, buy the rumors, sell the news, you know, take you some quick gains there. But I don't know what the news is or if it's anything.
There's not a whole lot of information I've seen yet. Most of it's just speaking technicals. It's got a lot of volume. It's breaking the trip 6, going to trip 7, on our way to trip 9, stuff like that. Working on here. I always like if the company has a Twitter account, just go straight to them. Forget everybody else's due diligence. Just go straight to the horse's mouth. Let's see, we got
June yesterday. 15th. They said that.
Yep, right there, the 15th. As long as SNTX thing isn't solved, I will not buy a single share of VIG. This is somebody, OTC Pegasus.
Ooh, made them mad.
The share mature at the end of this month, June 27th. After that, we can start the process of making them free trading. So there's something going on here. I bet it's more dividend shares. Boy, they allow all the comments in here. A lot of these places don't allow their comments in here. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Working on something huge, hoping to have information to share by the end of the week.
Very vague.
Well, that's yesterday. Tomorrow's the end of the week.
Next week. And that was yesterday. So
end of next week.
yeah, so there might be some play there with that whole rumor thing, you guys. So
Yeah, he was smart. Not
that.
this week, not one day to give the stock chance to jump, a whole week to give it a chance to run. Seriously, he'll put one more tweet out there. Really excited about what I'm going to tell you, folks.
Oh yeah, and it'll be like, hey, we're going to give you another dividend. Here's some free shares, or it might not be anything. Or they could be saying we're merging with this huge conglomerate, blah blah blah. Elon Musk news. Who knows? Either way, you don't hold for that. You can always re-enter, or you can take profits and leave just a little. Something
Now,
like
in case some of you don't know, V Group does have a business. They run Happy Hearts, which is a elderly care business. They come to your home and take care of you. That's their business. Now, whether this news coming up has anything to do with that, lots of these companies are doing all sorts of different businesses. They're not all synergistically working together. So we have no clue here, but you're right. Just that simple tweet already had it running, didn't it?
Let me jump on. It has already moved a good bit.
I'm going to jump on over to that chart, and we can see VJID. Still haven't got a quick bounce here, folks. So thanks for being patient with me as I
it's had a good bit of movement.
VJID. Well, I've been here before, and I wonder how far back and I didn't draw these lines today. So these lines are for something else, and don't they fit perfectly today? So let's see if we go back 4 hours. Oh, I got lots of lines here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure when I was looking at this, but those are all the different supports. I've obviously looked at this, and boy, did she have a strong day there, didn't she? These last couple of...
That's some massive candles right there, and that gets your attention. And then the volume and how many trades.
And
so this is
that's on one tweet.
SYSX before it started, well, as it was starting to run.
That is on one tweet.
Yeah.
So it jumped. Well, it fell. I'm going to count for where.
They're sharing it. They're spreading that rumor. Nobody knows. Well, they can assume what it is.
0.04 up to 7. So it went from 4 to 7. Then it fell and went from 6 to 8. So the first day of the tweet was the biggest news, or the gains. Today we had a little bit, but she pretty much threw them away and just ended up going sideways. God only knows what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, the technicals look righteous. They look like they still want to continue going up. Right there, our MACD is climbing. RSI is up in the high 60s. CCI is crossing the top line and going up. Amazing how one tweet can do so much.
It's true. But you also, who knows with the tweet, with insiders, I don't know what's going on, but it is something to look at. And it gets my attention when you see that kind of volume and those shares, that amount of shares traded. It wasn't just two trades. It wasn't 5. We got about 400 or 500 there. So that's something to look at. I put up on the screen for T-Rick. He said, VJID said, huge news upcoming. Hopefully some substance behind the hype. Aren't they just a drink company? And I think you said that, John.
See, I was just telling Lily that a while ago. I was invested in this company a couple years ago, it seems. And I thought they were a beverage company back then. I thought maybe a kid's drink or something like that.
And they may still be. I don't know for sure. I was just starting to dig into it. I saw the movement.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is probably go to, and I don't know what sort of filings they got. If they're just disclosures, they're not going to be real detailed. If it's a 10K or 10Q, you will get to see the subsidiaries and what each one is making. But in either case, if they're into beverages, it will be in the financials.
Yeah, I'm planning on digging into that tonight. I'm going to look at all of that. And of course, if I find anything that's interesting or to substantiate this move or what might be coming, then I'll post it in the Titan Discord on the OTC side, which is free. And that way, if you're there, you'll be able to see what we're finding.
This is a company I saw just at the end of the day, World Poker Store. I just saw the numbers. She had some strong gains today, but at the very end of the day, she took this huge jump. That's a 33% jump. She was at 8 cents and she went to 16. It's almost 100%. But what caught my eye really was that, but the fact that she's been climbing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Nice steady climb. So TXTM, you got competition. And look at those technicals. Look at those technicals. I mean, they're just screaming. So this caught my eye at the end of the day, and this may be something to look at. I haven't even had time to check out the news to see what WPKS has to offer. You want to take a peek? I'm going to take silence as a yes.
Absolutely. I'm typing, but I put myself on mute. That way I don't interrupt you.
All right, I'm going to jump on over here again. I'm going to have to invent a quick jump link. That would be great. All right, so we are looking at WPKS. Let me bring that up here.
Yeah, I was putting a link to the Titan Discord on the free side in case they want to join us. If we find information on any of these, we'll post it in there for you guys, and it's on the free side. So there's no harm in taking that invite and joining us, and we can all work together just like we do right here.
Well, there isn't any news. Oh, there you go. Look.
What's going on?
Right there. That's when the surge started on the 7th. World Poker Store Inc. signs definitive agreement to merge with Genuine Marketing Group Incorporated.
There it is.
Yep, and it's been running ever since then.
They love that merger news. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that should be a keyword in your search. You can do OTC merger or big capital OR acquisition. So it'll look for OTC stocks that have mergers or acquisitions. And I mean on Google. Boy, that just get your keywords down pat. Use those capital ands and ors. And get the time. You don't want to be looking at stuff over the last 10 years. Go up in the top corner and pick the last month or last week. So what do you got here? How big of a deal is this? It's been running for almost 7 days. They signed a definitive agreement and submitted for shareholder approval a merger with Genuine Marketing Group. So it hasn't even been approved yet?
Yeah, but the definitive agreement and them signing it, it's really good news. Now, it does have to get approval, and if it doesn't, this will tank. It'll be bad. It will not be good. But
let me see. Genuine Marketing Group. They're combining the user-friendly engagement of the smartphone app with smart contracts of the IBM blockchain. GBMG seamlessly integrates the marketing and measuring consumer. So you've got a deal here. One has a product. I guess gambling is their product. Where they're actually pushing their gambling, I don't know what market, so some more DD would be here, but obviously this is the catalyst. People are quite excited about Genuine Marketing merging, not just helping them, merging with them.
Just merger news in general.
Yeah, that's exciting.
To be honest, when it comes to gambling or stuff like that, those are vices that people don't usually give up. I don't care what kind of economy we have. They will find a way to gamble, just like you were saying before. They will find a way to get their vices. So, if this goes through and they approve it, I would look for it to go up some more, but then I would look for the profit taking. Now, if it does not get approved, I look for it to tank.
Yeah, you've got to remember, if a stock is running from the time they announce it to the time it mergers, by the time it mergers, it's probably already built into the price.
There you go.
Yeah, it's already got there. So now I will probably get a pop. And then what's going to happen? You're going to get a fall and probably even come down further. And you're going to go, why did it fall on the day they actually did the merger? Because it went too far. And common sense finally settled in. I see that all the time. News of the merger pays better than the actual merger.
I'm seeing something from the best. INND is spreading out. IND in stock has secured $1.6 million in non-dilutive capital, as well as working to secure additional non-dilutive capital to fulfill $11 million plus PO and $14.99 product displays at Walmart.
Yeah,
we got something going on with Walmart and IND.
Yeah, this is the, for lack of a better term, the hearing aid company, but they're not your old-fashioned hearing aids. They're working with the cloud and artificial intelligence, and they're working with Walmart.
So they're improving the product.
Yes. Yeah, this company bought another company. I think it was called Hearing Assist. And Hearing Assist already had a contract with Walmart. So when they got Hearing Assist, they got the contract too. And it just got bigger. I think it tripled. They went from 500 stores to 1,500 stores, and they ordered $10 million worth of hearing aid products. So, and they're going to be in all their visual aid stores inside these Walmarts. And it sounds like their capital, their finances is getting cleaned up. So the company is definitely legitimate. They're strong. I'm not crazy about this. Oh, look at that. We got a grace period over here. Danger Will Robinson. Folks, let me see. This means that they have been pink limited too long. They've been late on their filings for too long. They were given a time to get this taken care of, and now they've been given a warning, a deadline. You're going to be thrown into the expert market. Folks, do not panic. If it's a legitimate company, they may be having financial problems. They may have an auditor who just got COVID. You never know. But whatever the case, they've got a deadline now, and let's see if we can find that date. It's one of these 3 buttons here. I can't remember which one it is because I don't normally have to look. So they've got 15 days to get their filings caught up, or they are going to the expert market. Well, it's got to be this last one over here.
The countdown has started, and hopefully they do, because it sounds like they got a lot going for them. I would hate to see that happen, and a lot of investors, be stuck in that gray market. You don't want that. So keep an eye on this. They have to get the filings done.
There it is, right there. Grace period. So we are on quote. So whenever you're looking at a stock that is pink limited, they're okay until you see grace period come up. Grace period means that's it. The OTC market is not tolerating it anymore. They've got 15 days, and there's the countdown on the quote page.
And what did it say, June 3rd?
June 30th.
30th. So that's the end of the 15 days, right?
Yep. So that just came up.
You guys know.
So if this gets pulled off, it will not be delisted. It's going into timeout. While it's in timeout, you cannot buy the shares, but they'll allow you to sell them. You probably won't want to sell them over there because for whatever reason, the stock price normally gets raped. I'm not lying to you, folks. Right now, it's at 0.005. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go down to 401.
Well, the reason why is because people will sell. They'll get stuck in it, and the company's not doing what they're supposed to do. They could be over there for a long, long time in the wasteland, and their money's just stuck. So people will sell. And the expert market is, your big money, your hedge funds, whoever else, the ones that can't access it, they'll buy it, and they'll buy it a little bit of nothing. And then
marketers and brokers will be selling it and buying it. So you'll see the price moving, but you can't get into
participate. You can't get a better average. You're just stuck.
Now, once the company gets caught up on their filings, they'll come back onto the market. They may come back limited. They may come back pink, but they can trade again and everything as it was. But here's the thing. A lot of times when these go off the market and the price plummets, it has to come back to 0001 at least to get back on the market. There is no lower price. And that's where a lot of them actually come. 0001, 0002, 0003. And that's where the market opens up. So you can actually buy it at that price, and it will normally bounce back to wherever normal was, because that's normal. That's where it belongs. So the increase from 0001 or 2 all the way up to here, well, heck, that's 5,000% gains.
That's huge gains. To be honest, though, I really hope, because I know there's some investors or some shareholders here, and they do have a lot going for them. So I just really hope they get their act together, get it done before that happens. So y'all need to follow this. Y'all keep an eye on this and make sure if you're in that you have a plan. And don't be afraid to say, okay, I'm out. I don't want to go to the expert market. You can always wait for them to relist. Totally up to you guys, but they have to get this done.
They do have a ton of shares. They got 6.1 billion. They got 15 billion that they could put on the market. They've only got half of them out there. That's great if they want to make some deals, but look, the way I see it, when this company comes back on, there's a very good likelihood with the business they're doing with Walmart and stuff, they're going to want to uplist. They're not going to want to stay down here in the pink and deal with all this disclosure bull crap. So once they can get out of this, they do have enough shares to get their price up to $3. And this is going to tumble. This is going to really come down. I mean, we're talking like Well, you know, if they could get this to a penny, it would have to be a 1 in 300 reverse split. Now, don't think that's ridiculous. I've seen 1 in 10,000 reverse splits before. Thank you very much. So this is screaming for a reverse split if they wanted this company to grow, and nobody wants to stay on the pink. And I got to imagine with the money they're making now, with the companies they're dealing with, big names, they've got to have aspirations. What we need over here.
They're going to do offerings. It takes a lot to make this happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I hope they don't delist or go to the gray markets. And the best was saying he's a long-term investor. He'll just hold, and that's fine. We just want you to know the information so you can make the best decision for you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I don't think you have to panic.
Totally up to you. But as long as
Walmart would not be with this company if there was a problem with the company. Obviously, they're having problems with their transfer agent, their auditor.
It could be an employee problem. Look how many people are short-staffed right now. It's been pretty rough. And I'm sure those filings aren't the easiest thing to do. So
if you want to look for a clue for them to uplist, when you see independent directors listed down here, you can't uplist without independent directors. So when they start filing, we have added independent directors. Ding, ding, ding. You've got an indicator that they're going to have plans, which means they're probably going to do a reverse split. So you can prepare yourself and make your decisions at that time.
Exactly. So that was some good coverage there. I'm so glad we got to look at it for y'all, and that we got to see that there's a grace period on it, because we want to keep y'all up to date on the stuff you're following or you're trading. Absolutely.
All right. Let's take another glance over here. What's that?
That's all I got. I saw the DGID. Oh, Revlon, what they were doing, them moving like they did was really good movement. I haven't checked it today. I think it was on a downturn now and it's selling off. But, they were talking about the bankruptcy news. So that's
right. Revlon also going bankrupt. And what did it do?
Oh, it drives me crazy, but this does continue to happen. And maybe it's because there's nothing else really moving. The market's just looking for something. So they go in, everybody knows what Hertz did. So there you go. So, they drew in that and it did move, and it may sustain a little bit, but they're going to have some rough times. So it's going to be a while. I'm not in Revlon just yet, but good U.S. company, U.S.-based company, great products. I don't look for them to let it fall or let it go. So they're going to restructure Revlon.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really what you got to think about. What is it we're talking about? The company? Not really. We're talking about the name, the brand, Revlon.
It's a good brand.
Even if the cosmetic company factory burned to the ground, somebody would come buy that name for millions of dollars and put their own makeup behind it. So there's no way it'll go out of business. Somebody will save it.
So they're going to restructure. There will be a time to get into Revlon. They'll let you know how it's going. And once they start putting that news out there, then I can see, especially what the market's doing, if we're down a little bit lower, everything's
I think it's going to fall a lot.
It's going to fall. But
these bankruptcies, these restructures, they take months, over a year. So it'll plummet. It'll probably come under, I don't know where it's at right now. How much is it right now?
Do something, I think, or it was. I'll check it real quick.
I'll bet you it goes under $1.
Finished the day. It was under $1. I think I could be wrong.
Oh, it could go. I mean, if that wasn't
$1.89 right now, John, and our low was $1.08 before the bankruptcy news.
Right. It went from $4.53 down to $1.08, and then they said on Google that it was worth $2.63. So you see, the very next day, the price jumped to $2.68.
I think it was $3.15 was the top of the wick.
And then it fell quick as soon as it hit.
Done.
But now I think, you may get some popcorn, but I think it is going to fall.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of dry, arid time as things are being broken apart, restructured, re-put together.
By that time, drop to the OTC, John. We don't know. It may.
You'll literally be able to, in my opinion, be able to buy this pennies on the dollar. You'll be able to pay pennies for this stock.
That's what I'm hoping for.
On the back burner and hold it and be patient. And when Revlon comes back, you're going to say, look at that, $22 stock and I paid 22 cents.
That's what I'm saying. Keep an eye on it. It could present a huge opportunity, but wait for that restructuring and keep following. Just keep it in your watch list, you guys. Somebody said QB as well. Is QB, did they do a bankruptcy thing? I'm not familiar with QB. Unless I just don't know the ticker. Who's QB? Quarterback?
QB, I have no idea. That one doesn't.
Quarter pound burger? QB, that's not a gas
cute
station.
butt. Oh, no, that's not how you spell it. All right, let's see here. QB, just two letters for the ticker.
Yep, that's what I said, QB as well. So let's see what Joe was discussing. QB, come on down.
I got nothing for just QB.
I don't see a QB. Come on, Joe, give me some info.
QB, there's a third letter here. Sounds like, looks like.
He said KG is QB. Okay.
Oh, KG. Oh, is he saying it got uplisted? QB
KG.
would be the.
So KG went up to QB in the OTC.
That's what I'm thinking.
There
right.
we go.
KG, QB.
See, we solved the mystery.
You guys do that on purpose just to have fun with us.
They
Watch
do.
this,
Just
my
make
live
us
up
go
on YouTube.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
I could see this being a hobby, getting people to do things by just making your message a little weird. All right, let's see if they actually announce it.
I don't see it.
On-the-go beverage now to be sold in Winn-Dixie stores. That's big news.
I can't see the news on your screen.
Oh, you can't see that?
No, I just see the chart for QB still that we can't find.
Well, you know what? It's almost 5, so let me be real quick.
Yeah, I know we're going to have to wrap it up. But KG. I'm going to write that one down. And
KG. We haven't got time now. We have
checked that one before.
Places to go, but KG just uplisted to the QB. That means their financials are audited. Yes. Right. And they just made a deal with Winn-Dixie for their Ooh La Lemonade. Winn-Dixie is a huge store down south for all you Yanks up here.
Hey, it's my store. It's my store. You go to the local Winn-Dixie.
Where do you live?
Georgia.
I said down south.
Who's picking on it, though?
No, I'm saying it's big, like Piggly Wiggly. Nobody up here knows what a Piggly Wiggly
is. Too. Oh, guys.
See, a Yankee laughs when he hears a store called Piggly Wiggly. And it's like, no, man, it's true.
I'm good. I ain't getting groceries there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. We will be back next week. I will check into KG. Thanks, Joe. We'll look at that. And follow the ones we were discussing, you guys. Have you a trading plan ready just in case? And the one I brought up was VGIG. Try to see what's going on with that one. Maybe it presents an opportunity to get you some quick gains. John, anything else?
No, you ran me dry, but I'd keep talking if you kept throwing meat at me. I just keep going for it.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize the time. I really didn't.
Thanks for participating, folks. That's what we really look for. You guys to participate with us. So thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.